So, Robert, what did you think of Galaxy 4?
It's bad and I hate it. It's 62 and 62 is bad, but it's not like NCIS, so...
Roll titles. Hello, this is a group Whoniversal review of the Galaxy 4 animation. Yes, because we all want to see it for the BFI. Originally, Thomas was going to review it, but fuck him. Pretty much, yeah. That's the simplified version. Yeah. He was just like, well, seeing as how you're all gonna see it, you might as well do it. Yeah. That's my Thomas impression. I'm sorry. But that's okay. He can have the next one. Whatever it is. I don't know. Watch it be a Bumble sermon. Oh, fuck. Then I'll have it. Oh, who cares? Anyway, we went to the BFI and it was lovely and we met up with a bunch of people. We met up with everyone.
I was too sleepy to do stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, because this bitch snores a lot. You two snored last night a lot. Mm. You snored louder. To get the ball rolling... Can I just say, this is like, my 6th or 7th time seeing the story? And this is the first time when I can actually flawlessly understand the dialogue. Because the loose cannon recon audio is so piss poor. But now it's been restored in this animation. I can actually understand how goddamn witty the script is. And it was really witty. Everyone was laughing at loads of points.
Yeah, I was surprised it was filled with so much like...
Most of the laughs did not actually come from how bad the animation was. Some did. Like, with the running.
Yeah, or like the Chumbies, just like how they would just like drift along.
And just the Chumbly animation itself, although that doesn't mean that... not because it's bad, just because it was so adorable.
Just because the Chumbies are...
It was the sound design, mainly.
Yeah.
And how the animation tied in with that. But yeah, the script was very witty, and Mark Harris did a good job in sound restoration. And, which is surprising, because, Graham Strong didn't do the recording, David Holman did. And he was actually in the audience as well. Yeah, we got to say hi. We got hi to Peter Purves as well. Yeah. It's weird, like, when we reunited after seeing Galaxy 4, we were all hugging, and turns out David Holman was just right next to us. Yeah, so... Peter Purves signed my Time Meddler DVD. I don't care. David Holman's the true hero.
Great, and all the disc is all scratched.
And we also got a Galaxy 4 postcard. Which we could have got signed, but that would have cost more money.
Yeah, I wish I got the postcard.
Yeah, I got mine signed too. I bought this new from the Who shop.
Stop flexing!
Yeah, we have a vlog for that. Yeah. But the
So who wants to actually get started on the actual animation itself?
How about the animator? Yeah, I'm the animator. I think the animation... if you've seen Fury from the Deep, it's that same team. Yeah. It has that same aesthetic. It still has that not exactly flawless Macroterra faceless ones. Power of the Daleks movement is a bit choppy.
It's obviously been made a lot cheaper, you can tell that, but it's not distracting.
Yeah. It has that same aesthetic. It does have a case of the lanky arms like Fury from the Deep did. But like elements have been tweaked. Specifically the lip syncing. I did notice on a few occasions that it was out of sync, but there were many occasions where it was like pretty damn precise. So they are improving in the lip sync. It's not as bad as it was in Fury when like the Doctor would say a long fucking thing and then his mouth would only move for like 50% of the line. That's good. Likeness wise, this is the debut of Stephen and Vicky in an animated format, and
I think they looked alright.
I think Stephen looked spot on.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure.
The only one I probably had like an issue on was probably the first Doctor.
Yes. Yeah, Hartnell himself.
Yeah, he did not look...
It's like, the silhouette was there, But it's weird. Like, what distracted me in certain scenes was when I noticed the cravat did not look like a cravat.
Yeah.
That was the main distracting thing. But largely, like, the way his face moved and stuff made me like think about Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack Horseman. Clip here or something, or Netflix might sue us. So.
And also like the body animation. I think they're still a bit too used to animating Troughton because like while watching Hartnell in some instances, it did feel like. They were animating him as if they would be animating Troughton. Like,
maybe that was intentional. Maybe that was intentional because Gary Russell, when he went on midway through,
to do with Q&A.
With Mark Ayres and I forget the guy, and he was sitting right in front of me. But like the
animation
guy,
design
name here,
Flim Flam. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Yes, Flim Flam. But anyway, Gary Russell said that he's not trying to make Galaxy 4 better. He's trying to give an alternate Galaxy 4 that basically expands the world and expands it to be... basically, he was trying to make it more like a Star Trek episode visually.
Yeah, at the discussion, they said they wanted to make it a more cinematic... experience in a sense, like more like
what would they do if they had the better budget?
Yeah, if Galaxy 4 had the budget of Star Trek.
And in all honesty, in places I liked that, but like I feel like my least favorite shots were the ones they actually used for the teaser.
Probably, yeah.
Those were the weakest shots.
I'm going back to the first Doctor, like like that. The fact that he does just kind of move, like he doesn't really move with his typical dodderiness. He's very like, oh, like he's just like an old person. It did give me like Rick from Rick and Morty vibes. Yeah. Just like this old guy just be like, hey, come on, Ricky.
I mean, Rick is kind of similar to the first Doctor in some aspects, when you think about it. So it kind of works.
They turned me into a pickle.
Stop!
Otherwise, I do think Vicky looked fine. Stephen looked fine.
Yeah, Vicky looked fine. Like I'm just like, yeah, that's Vicky. And with Stephen, I'm like, no, that is definitely Stephen. I think they got the likeness spot on. Honestly, I think that's my favorite likeness in any animation.
What about the Dravins?
That's interesting. The thing is with the Dravins, they went the interesting way of trying to make all the ones that aren't Margaret's his name, yeah?
Yeah, Margaret.
All the ones that aren't her, all the same.
Yeah.
And they also changed the makeup and costuming slightly, so it's not too different, but at the same time, they're very distinct from Marga, because they tried to make Marga look different from the rest. And Marga looked spot on.
Yeah,
but the rest of the Dravins, maybe not so much, but that was the point.
Because the Dravins are canonically clones in the story.
Did they base them off any particular like actress who was there? Like, are they based off like one of them and they just multiplied it, or is it just a completely random woman?
I think they just kind of met a midpoint between the three women.
The thing is, we're talking about the animation itself rather than the story, but the thing is, animation helps you appreciate certain things more. Well, especially the performance of the woman that played Marga. She did a really good performance, and honestly, that made Marga more iconic as a villain to me. Because she was, I actually really liked her.
There's a bit where she sassily eats a leaf, and
that's iconic.
That's fan cam material right there. So
make one, bitch.
Yeah, put sparkles on that shit and be like, yeah,
you so fucking.
I'm a bitch. I'm a boss. Bitch, I'm a boss. What else is there? Environment work.
The environment work I think is really good. I just don't think the style they went for with the environment meshed well with the animation.
Yeah, it was very obvious what was to be interacted with, and what the environment and the background was, and then
that's the thing I noticed with a lot of animated media, but this was
you could tell okay, they're the stones that are going to be picked up.
Yeah.
It's like a really old Disney movie.
Yeah.
It's
you can tell where the layers are.
I will say though that a lot of the, especially with the Fury from the Deep animation, but with some of the others as well, they kind of miss the point of what I like about 62, which is the claustrophobia, where like they just make the really tiny rooms like really spacious, and that kind of like shoots Fury from the Deep in the foot.
But it doesn't shoot Galaxy 4 in the foot.
Oh,
because if anything, the limitations of the time shot it in the foot. Because it's meant to be this open area, but there's this obvious fucking cutoff that people don't walk from.
Yeah, Galaxy 4 actually works with that expansive landscape.
Yeah, and I do prefer the real ship from the surviving episode.
Same.
But what they did here was still really good, and I think... I did actually say to the designer, Flim Flam, when I leaned over to say to Flim Flam, yeah, it was really good. It like all of the set design was actually really good, and also they wanted to make the Draven spaceship very faithful.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think my only issues with the Draven spaceship itself is the door is noticeable, but that's like the least egregious bit of CG. I mean, the TARDIS console itself was CG, right?
Yeah, it would. I think the whole room was, like even the walls and stuff. Because it was a case of like, it's mostly 2D animation. Some of the environment work like has 3D elements in it. I don't think it was cell shading. It might have been cell shading. It was hard to tell.
Definitely not for the Draven spaceship because there's too many textures.
Yeah.
With the TARDIS, it seemed like cell shading, but it just... I don't think it works as well with the TARDIS because it doesn't have the line work. It just feels like a... I mean, it's not primitive, but a primitive 3D model.
A bit, yeah. I wasn't as impressed with... In that respect, I could see why the Chumbies weren't cel-shaded. If the environment work kind of...
I would have preferred the Chumbies to be done in a similar way to the Daleks.
Yeah, but obviously that's a different animation team, so...
Although... In all fairness, I do like the way their like claw thing moved, so that should have definitely stayed 2D.
Oh yeah, because like the Chumblies, like there was a lot of interpretation work done on them. Because we just don't know what they do.
Yeah, the Chumblies, they are 2D animated, but like whenever they turn around, they do a very good job of like animating them turning around in 2D.
Yeah, that's the thing. The character animations bar running are actually really solid. Because there was one time when I think Steven was moving at some point where he was turning around, and that was really fluid.
Yeah.
Like, it was really good.
They inserted quite a lot of endearing Chumbly, especially when the first Chumbly gets like caught under the net, and then a bunch of other Chumblies like come in, and then just like this long 10-second shot of Chumblies like spinning around the disabled.
Yeah.
And the Chumblies boot to the TARDIS.
Yes. Something I really liked... I mean, there are lots of moments I really liked. Yeah. Like, there was a moment where, where Margot throttled Steven. Like, that was a surprising...
Yeah, that was a well-directed moment. Like, it honestly... That and the climax of the story had a similar... Like, obviously not to the same extent, but a similar sort of flair as the final end did in Evil of the Daleks. Because, like... Just like that, I thought they were going to do a one-to-one thing, but I guess with Macra Terror taking some liberties and that actually proving fairly popular, that they thought they could do liberties here, and I think it works with Galaxy 4 and it worked with the final end of the Daleks. It just felt like... It felt jarring, but it was badass, so it didn't really bother me. But like with Galaxy 4, it didn't.
Marga's defeat, like the drama, it kind of reminded me of like the Hunchback of Notre Dame when like Notre Dame is in flames. Kind of. Maybe
that's what inspired them. Like I did like how all the Dravens were killed off, but apart from Margaret herself, because I'd have wanted to see like some form of comeuppance.
Oh, yeah. We know she died, but like it's like kind of an off-screen. Oh, she fell into the lava, like dramatic kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think Matt just wants to see her erupt into flames.
Okay, not that far. But well, I was thinking maybe, but then I was like, no, that would be too graphic.
The Dravens were pretty fucking dumb, right? Because they had these guns, right, that didn't fucking do anything. But then you see them just hit a Chumbly and then it just like goes and shuts down. You're like, okay, is that really how easy it is to stop them? Like you're walking about with these guns that don't work. You're like, all you need is a stick.
Yeah, you twine it with a stick. I mean, Galaxy 4 is just kind of a dumb story. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's a fine story.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
It was a lot of fun, but like, yeah, it's like it's not great.
It's not a phenomenal story, but there were moments of introspection. Well, not in part 1, but like part 2 had a lot. Part 3 had some, and part 4 was just cool.
Yeah. Well, this animation made me appreciate it. I always thought that it was just a kind of, it exists. But I
think it is one of the better stories of season 3, definitely.
I will say, I think the animation is at its weakest in episode 3, and that is absolutely understandable because it's the episode that exists, and I would kind of understand them kind of slacking off on that one.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have as much flair to it in episode 3. It's more just...
I'm pretty sure it might be in episode 3 where I noticed... Okay. So me and the guy sitting next to me actually noticed something with the credits in Galaxy 4, how it was like... It felt like it wasn't interlaced properly. And it was like... It was a bit fuzzy. Like, when it was all scrolling. And I only noticed that one time in the animation itself. When it felt like if you paused it at a certain frame, it was like something was 2 places at once.
Yeah.
Because like I'm pretty sure like people were mentioning it and they're like, oh, so it's not just me. Like, so
I didn't notice it, but yeah, I believe you.
I think it's because your vision is so shit anyway that you just think.
I have good vision. I was probably just sleepy.
Yeah. But I noticed it and I was like, ooh.
Oh, and they do animate a little bit of Mission to the Unknown, taking influence from the U-Clan remake.
Well, it's not that they animate a little... okay, they don't animate a little bit of Mission to the Unknown. They animate the cliffhanger leading into it.
Yeah, that's right.
And it did take influence from the U-Clan version.
Yes.
So that's making me think, will they animate Mission to the Unknown?
I doubt it.
I really doubt it. Yeah. If they do, it would probably be in the fucking...
Master Plan.
It would probably be in the fucking Web of Fear style or some shit.
Oh god, no.
So let's just take the U-Clan version because that's good enough.
The toilets are this way, Mark Corey.
Well, he's turning into a Varga.
God, what was I about to say?
What about the Varga animation? The animation of him slowly beginning to turn into a Varga.
It looked cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vein shit I liked, but
I don't think the U-Clan... I think if it is or if it isn't, I don't know. I think if it isn't, it's a missed opportunity that the U-Clan Mission to the Unknown is not included on the Galaxy 4 DVD as a special feature.
I have a feeling if it was going to be a special feature on anything, it would be Master Plan itself.
Probably. I think they should include it on both. So, like, in some sense, you get a sense of it's lumped in with Master Plan because, you know, it leads into Master Plan, but you also have it lumped in with Galaxy 4 because that's where it chronologically is.
Yeah.
So...
I get that.
Yeah, good. Oh, we watched it in colour as well. Ugh! But to be fair, the colour looked fine.
I honestly think...
I think the colour enhanced it because when you were speaking about, like, going for this much more, like, pop art, kind of, like, bright, like, I think, like, he was going for that. And I think that, like, worked to its, like, advantage. With, like, a lot of the setting and stuff, and especially the planets and...
Yeah.
I'm a purist. I like to watch things in black and white, but it did look fine.
I usually do watch the animations in black and white.
Same. With Fury from the Deep, you kind of have to, because, like, the lack of claustrophobia means you have to get some of that spook factor somehow. But
and Power of the Daleks, because the colour version looks like ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they actually, like, for some reason, they didn't make a colour version and put it in black and white. They, like...
colorized it manually. It's just that's bad.
That's my phone.
Yeah. It's been going off for a little bit in this video, but yeah.
Shut up!
Oh no, it's you. No, I didn't see that. It was you.
It's been like 20 minutes.
I feel like this animation was 2 steps forward. Like, these are my closing thoughts. This animation was 2 steps forward, 1 step back for the Fury team. As we'll just call them.
Yeah, the Fury team.
If they do anything more, we'll just call them the Fury team.
Yeah, the less good but still fine team.
Yeah. From Big Finish Creative, the better team from Big Finish Creative, because they didn't make that abomination. But it was 2 steps forward. One of the steps forward was the character animation being a lot better than Fury.
Yes.
And another step forward is the actual...
Characters aren't as lanky now. So.
Yeah, the backgrounds are phenomenal and actually enhance...
The environment work,
Yeah, the environment work actually enhances the experience a lot. Well, the one step back is that those two things don't mesh well. Yeah. Because in Fury, the two did actually kind of work together.
Yeah.
They worked a lot better in Fury than they did here, because it was very noticeable. Because when the Chumbies were moving, it felt like, honestly, there were times when the Chumbies were moving, it actually kind of felt like a loose cannon reconstruction.
Yeah, the frame rate is still a bit choppy, but I think that's just a case for this team.
Yeah, but I think it's fine.
It's fine.
I was engaged, and in all honesty, if I ever watch this in future, part of me kind of wants to watch it all as animated. Because I know I'm a heathen, because I usually do watch surviving episodes when I can, but with this, the animation actually makes it more consistent, because the set design of the real ship is quite different.
Yeah.
And any closing thoughts from you guys?
Jean, you go first.
It was good.
Was it poggers?
It was totally poggers. And obviously wasn't perfect, as we've said. But the thing is, it's pretty much Matt and you have pretty much said everything I wanted to say about it. You know, it's
alright. Okay.
So we're kind of all in.
I wouldn't mind if they continued to put releases out like this. If it meant more frequent releases. But,
yeah, I feel like
there are definite improvements.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for the larger scale stuff, like the Dalek stories, well, there's only one left now. But like the Dalek stories, Wheel in Space, what other, like Massacre, hopefully would count as that. Anything else that you'd consider larger scale? 60 stories.
Technically, the Space Pirates.
Oh no.
They do go to a bunch of places in the Space Pirates.
To be fair, and the Space Pirates kind of should be done by the best team, just so they could give it the best chance. But for the larger scale stuff, the stuff that would get people's eyes turning, or the stories that are absolutely needing complete revampment, all the stories that I feel like are complicated enough that you could do a lot of stuff with it, but simple enough that you're not going to fucking kill your animators. You use the, what do we call them? The Macro team?
Sun and Moon Animations did the character animation for the Macro Terror.
Well, what do we call the team that did Evil? So you just call them Evil?
The Evil Faceless Ones team, I guess.
The Evil team.
Yeah.
And then for pretty much everything else, we can just use the Fury team, because they are getting better. I do want to see another animation from them. Well, what would you want to see animated next in this style? Because this style isn't bad. I think let's face it, if it's better than Fury from the Deep, it's a good animation.
I want this team to stick with Hartnell while the other team sticks with Troughton.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
Because I'm an elitist bitch who's like, I want Troughton to get the best treatment. Yes.
Yeah, but
no, but then again, I would like some good quality Hartnell.
I mean, Dalek's master plan should probably be done by the Evil team.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Massacre. Massacre could actually be done by this team, because I genuinely feel like this team could have a crack at a historical.
Yeah, I'd like
because I feel like the limited sets. Does any historical benefit from being claustrophobic?
It's a Crusade, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, some of the sets in the Crusade maybe, but I never got the feeling that it was a claustrophobic set in the surviving episodes.
I guess an Unlovely Child, but that exists.
Anyway, but I mean, like, I meant missing, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in theory, these people could also do the Highlanders.
Yeah, they could.
Like, too much tartan, but like, I feel like this could work.
Anyway, you shush my closing thoughts.
Yes.
I think it was, because I'm the animation guy. Wait, should I put on my YouTube voice? Hey there! I think it was a very good animation. The Fury team have honed their craft. It's still not quite there yet. They've injected a lot more. Because in Fury from the Deep, it did kind of feel like that the characters were just kind of going through the motions, like physically. Whereas in Galaxy 4, it did feel like they were trying to inject some more like humor and life into them, like with the Chumley movement, with like the Doctor like stopping at one point just to waft his face with a napkin. So yeah, it is coming more. Their style is coming more alive, and I would like to see them. I would like to see where they go from here. I do recommend picking this up. It's I don't know if like, would you say full price would be worth it? Would you say like maybe wait a while, or would?
It depends on the special features.
Yeah, it depends on the spec. What did you say, John?
How much is it? Like,
I think I pre-ordered it for like £15.
That's I think for a brand new release, £15's fine.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
And like the special features.
They might be.
Cool. I mean, we do know we're getting brand new special features, like probably the making of the animation and the making of Galaxy 4 itself.
Yes, Maureen O'Brien and Peter Purves recorded like a documentary or something. I don't know if it's for this. It probably is for this.
It is for this.
Yeah. So that's cool. And obviously the surviving episode.
So like, I mean, I think it's going to be a similar amount of special features to Evil of the Daleks.
Yeah, it's not like the Web of Fears.
How much was Evil of the Daleks?
Probably the same price as far as I can remember.
I paid like 20.
Well, that's a steal for Evil because you're getting a lot more.
Right. Yeah.
Of better quality, but this is still like. I would say like this plus special features is worth at least a tenner.
Yeah.
At least a tenner. So like £15 is not bad.
Yeah. And it's not like the Web of Fist special edition where it's just like...
I would recommend picking this up to support the animations. Yes. Unlike Web of Fear, where don't buy it, don't support that, you buy this because I think it's worth it. Like, as I say, I think Fury from the Deep should be our benchmark. If it's better than Fury, then it's good. If it's worse than Fury, fuck off. Like, because you've got Reign of Terror and Web of Fear that are worse than Fury.
Where'd you put the Ice Warriors?
The animation itself, I think, is better than Fury. Not too much better.
Character animation, I'd agree. Environment backgrounds, not so much.
Yeah. I didn't mind the environment backgrounds, but I don't really care for the story anyway.
Because you're a flim flam! Anyway, that's it.
I'm not Eowyn Fitz's-Face.
Yes.
But I think this animation might be better than that. Although, because the issue isn't with the character animations or the background, it's with the combination of the two.
But that is our review of the Galaxy 4 animation.
I can't wait for Galaxy 5.
Give us all that sweet engagement. Like, comment, and... No, don't.
Well, no, I always say that at the end of my videos.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back
I'm not...
individually with more epic bangers.